Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I ordered these DJI 2 mics when they first came out, but the more I've been messing with them, the more I'm thinking I'm going to send them back. Like, I'm pretty close to just sending them back because I just don't know if I'm liking them or not, and I don't know if the audio quality is where it needs to be. And we're going to make a few tests today. This is just straight out of the camera here. Everything is on except for the noise cancellation. I have heard that if you take off the low cut filter, then it sounds better. But from the videos that I've watched since I bought these, as compared to the Rode Pro head to head, it is just night and day difference the quality of these two units. And the more and more I see about the Rode, the more and more problems that I see are popping up, with people who have these things, since launch. And of course, there's a promised firmware update coming soon, but I don't know. I'm kind of to the point where I don't trust any upcoming updates to fix anything or not, because a lot of times they, of course that'll come after the return window's closed, more than likely. And number two is you can't guarantee that it's going to fix anything or not. So here's the test of the Mic 1 just with the low cut filter on. And now we're going to turn it off. Okay, now here's Mic 1 with the low cut filter turned off. I don't know if there's going to be any difference or not. We're kind of going through this together. And I kind of find it interesting, the DJI Mic 2, and kind of the arc of how it's been on YouTube, and kind of where I think YouTube is going. When the Mic 2 first came out, you had all these videos, from creators who got the mic early. Well, in those videos, they wasn't paid by DJI. DJI didn't get to review the video. They were just sent. All these creators were just sent the DJI mic for free. And they got to do a video before anybody else. You can decide on yourself whether they're paid reviews or not, because in my opinion, if you get the mic early and get content out before anybody else, and you get to keep the mic, that is indeed getting paid. Whether they got no money, cash money in their bank account, I don't know. But that's the way it went. And then you start kind of looking at the comments of those videos from the very beginning, you can see that people were complaining about the audio quality right away. People that know more about audio than me. Me, myself, I'm hesitant to make a video about audio quality because I don't know just a whole lot. But man, right from off the bat, people were complaining about the audio quality and different aspects of this microphone. And that's kind of where you start. That's kind of where the arc started right there. Okay, we're going to put the low cut back on to see if it makes any difference. Okay, now we got the low cut back on. And then after those initial wave of YouTube videos came out, you started getting smaller creators get the units in their hand. And hardly any of those smaller creators are raving about the sound quality. They're all kind of complaining about it, in fact. And that's where I am. Like, every video that I see, when you compare the DJI Mic 2 to the Rode Pro 2, there is a distinct difference in the audio quality. So, in my opinion, the DJI just sounds kind of tinny and hollow, and just frankly not very good. Now, it's hard to tell if you're just doing a video like this and don't have anything to compare it to. But when these smaller guys are comparing A and B, and you're sitting there listening to it, I mean, you can definitely hear an audio quality difference. And these things are pretty expensive to be getting subpar audio quality. And then you hear people talk about maybe Mic 1 and Mic 2 are different. So now we're going to set up Mic 2. This was Mic 1, I'm going to Mic 2. Okay, now we're on Mic 2. I don't know if there's going to be any, with the low cut filter on, I don't know if there's going to be any difference in the audio, but we're going to test it out and see. These smaller YouTube creators, when they're comparing them side by side, there's a definite audio quality difference between that and the Rode, and people are pointing it out. And like I say, these things are way expensive to be having any kind of audio quality issues. And then a lot of guys were having different issues with the hardware parts of it. I haven't experienced anything like that myself, but those issues are out there. So the next thing, after the small creators kind of get their hands on them and are like, yo, these aren't very good as far as audio quality, listen to this versus this, you get a couple of creators come out with paid cash money comparing the DJI Mic 2 to the Rode Pro. You know, they're obviously scripted as what to say. They talk about the form factor of these little things and how good the menus are to mess with if you need to make any adjustments, and how hard the Rode is to make any adjustments. They talk about the cases, and then they talk about the Bluetooth connectivity, which, to be honest, if you connect with the Bluetooth through these receivers, it sounds even worse than it does just connected straight to the camera. Every one of them say, all it needs is a little EQ in post, a little EQ. Well, what does that mean? Like, I don't know enough about about audio to be making any kind of edits to my audio at all. Me, myself, or I have time or want to. I just want it to sound as good as it possibly can, coming straight out of the receiver into the camera. And these don't even compare to that. So I'm not interested in making any kind of EQ adjustments, as they put it. In general, I think that there's going to be a shift here pretty soon about how we get content regarding new products. And now we're going to turn the low cut filter off on this one and see if it sounds any different. Now we got the low cut filter off. And what I mean by we're going to start getting, there's going to be a shift, I think, coming real soon in the way we get introduced to new products and things going forward, I think. Because if you look at the comments of some of these videos, these guys are just getting smashed. I mean, they are getting completely smashed for all these sponsored videos, you know, getting paid, of course, getting paid money to suggest one product or another. Now, of course, in all these paid videos, the ones that came out after, imagine that they all chose the DJI over the Rode, because they already got paid by Rode back in the day to, you know, promote the Rode, and now they're getting paid by DJI, and suddenly DJI is the best mic on the market. So, and you start looking at the comments section, and I know it can be brutal, and there's a lot of haters out there for sure, but you start looking at that, and you start seeing that there's going to have to be a shift in these things, because I just don't think that it's sustainable. You know, I think that more and more of these paid promotional videos that come out, and, you know, creators come out and say, man, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but they pretty much paid me to say this. I think people are seeing through that real quick. And I think that they are picking up on it, and they are letting the creators know that, now, we ain't having it. We ain't having that. And, you know, I'm all for creators making money off YouTube. I mean, honestly, I could care less. I want everybody to do well, but there's going to have to be some kind of reckoning between what's going on here, because eventually these creators, if they keep on doing this type of stuff, people are just going to stop watching their videos. There's not going to be any audience for those type of videos, because they're going to be like, well, it's paid promotion. Why should I watch it? I already know what the outcome is going to be. This video holds, you know, nothing for me. It's kind of funny to watch kind of the overall arc of these microphones and, you know, see how it's kind of gone. Just because I've been interested, you know, I've been following it myself, because I'm like, I don't know if I should keep these or not. So I've been, you know, watching a lot of videos on this particular mic, just to kind of see what I think, you know, because I just can't decide whether it's for me or not, and I definitely don't think it sounds very good. And we'll kind of finish the video off here with the Rode Wireless Go 2, which is kind of what I've been using forever, and kind of compare the differences in the sound, if there's any different at all. This is all I had to compare, so we'll just go with it. If you want to see really good head-to-head comparison, unbiased comparison between the DJI Mic 2 and the Rode Go Pro. I really suggest a creator called Scott McKenna. He does a great job of laying it out there and just showing you an unbiased comparison between the two microphones. And he kind of just lets you decide for yourself which one you think is better. And I really enjoyed this video, and I thought I'd shout it out. If you're interested, make sure you go watch that. But let me know down in the comments what you think of the microphones. Is there any difference between Mic 1 and Mic 2? Is there any difference when the low cut filter is off and then when it's on? And how is it comparing to the Rode Go Mic 2 that I have here? Is there any difference? Does anything sound different? Let me know. Hope you've enjoyed hope you've learned something in the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you hit that like button. If you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.